is that you're a producer and you're a creator. Every single one of you in each room that you're in. Where you get into trouble is when you confuse yourself and you start making career decisions in your art making or art decisions in your career making. And also, I would say in City Company, you have to recognize that the administrative staff has a lot of creative work. You know, you can't make the division so clean.
All right, so it's 12:47. I just got out of class, and I look like this, whatever. So let's just get into these questions, because let me tell you, I tried filming this video like 5 times yesterday, and it turned out like caca. So we're gonna try again. This is an unedited video. I don't know how long it's gonna be, so grab some tea. Deja Peterson asks, can you give a detailed explanation of the process from start to finish, from applying to moving in? If agree was required, or GRE, I don't know, what documents you needed to show? Was the interview process as nerve-wracking as it seems? Do they provide financial aid? They as in Columbia University. So the first question, the detailed experience, that's definitely a whole nother video. So I'm just gonna go on to the GRE question. No, a GRE is not required for MFA acting. I have auditioned for grad schools probably 3 years now, and I was never asked for a GRE. But I think other disciplines, yes. What documents you needed to show? I didn't really need to show any documents when I was auditioning. After I got in, yes, documents were needed. Are you an international student, Deja? If so, comment below and let me know. Was the interview process as nerve-wracking as it seems? It was not nerve-wracking for me because I knew exactly why I wanted to go to Columbia, and I knew exactly why I wanted to go to grad acting. I went to get a degree, an MFA degree in graduate acting. And I think if you know the answer to that question, why you want to go to graduate acting school, the interview process is not as nerve-wracking as any interview is. Just because you know why, you know? The clearer you are and the more passionate and honest you are about like wanting to get your degree in acting, the less nerve-wracking the interview process will be, I promise. And I guess when you go back and watch my Columbia audition video, my interview was with Ron, James, Sita, and Lauren, who is just like an assistant administrative head person. So you could have gotten intimidated, but I knew I was there, and all the teachers wanted was like honest answers. You know, they weren't there to be bullshit at. I don't know, but that's okay. Let's move on. Do they provide financial aid? Yes, they do. Columbia has money, so they will give it up. It's never enough, so if you get in, keep asking for more money. Richie Rodriguez asks, would you recommend to prepare monologues that are closely related to who you are, or the opposite? Maybe a similar vibe to your personality, or just different altogether to show range? I hope my question makes sense. LOL, and thank you for doing this. You're welcome, Richie. Definitely choose monologues that are close to who you are. I would recommend choosing monologues you love, monologues that you have fun doing, and monologues that are done by characters you could play right now. Do not go out of your range, and if you do go out of your range, I recommend doing that with the classicals, just because you have less options. But for all your contemporary pieces, do pieces that you could literally play right now and that you love and have fun doing. Yeah, that's my biggest advice. And it also is just like a better feeling for auditions when you're coming in with pieces you enjoy doing and that are just like who you are. So definitely do not choose pieces to try to show off and like yell and scream and cry. Yeah, I could do a whole nother video on monologues. I'll make note of that. The Grant asks, officially my second comment on your YouTube now. Thank you. Woot woot. How is your program handling this particular pandemic? What measures have they taken? What has been your new normal as a student? And how has it affected your experience? Also, what questions would you have asked yourself, your program, or any trusted advisor that you didn't think of or get a chance to before choosing your program? How is my program handling this pandemic? Well, we went from having 7 classes to 3 classes. So that's one, via Zoom, because the other classes couldn't really translate to Zoom. So now I'm only taking speech, voice, and movement via Zoom. My program, a lot of the classes that couldn't translate were scene studies, so those are gonna be changed to like intensives. Shows all got moved to the spring. Third year theses all got moved to the spring, to the fall. Yeah, everything's just being moved to the fall, if we even have a fall to return to. And then we'll figure it out when that happens. But as of now, we're just on Zoom like any other university, minus our scene study classes, but that's fine. What measures have they taken? The new normal as a student is literally just being done by 12:52 and not 11 a.m. in the morning. That's the new normal. I have time to like care for myself, which is insane. I'm like trying to answer really fast because I feel like my camera is gonna die soon. And how has it affected your experience? I've just had more time to take care of myself. Like my morning routine is something that I've always wanted to have, but I wasn't really able to create because I didn't really have a nighttime routine because I was going to bed at like 4 a.m. and even though I wanted so badly to like wake up at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. and start my day, I couldn't because I just fell asleep. But now with my days ending at 12, I'm able to go to bed by 10 p.m. and wake up at 6 a.m. and just kind of really take care of myself. So it's been nice to have time back. And the other part is we haven't had scene study classes. We have classes that like are tools. So like speech, voice, and movement are all tools that we can bring into our scene study classes. So it's been nice to just work with the tools and not like have scenes to go back to. So that's been really great, and just having the tools marinate. So what question do I wish? You guys, I love my program. I mean, I don't even know if I have any questions I would have asked. I guess one question would have been, I would have kept asking for more money. I really love my program. There's nothing that has surprised me. And if it surprised me, it surprises me like positively. Like I was really scared that I wouldn't be as busy as my fellow MFA actors in other programs that have like 9 to 9 days, but having a 9 to 5 schedule is like the perfect amount, and also all that time you have after 5 is packed and loaded. So given that, like, no, nothing I wish I would have asked. Official Carrington, hey Carrie, how is your programming going with this pandemic? Just answer that. And what are some things you are doing to keep sane? Again, I've built a solid morning routine. I wake up at 6 a.m. I make lemon tea. I watch an episode of Rick and Morty. I sit down and I do like a very short yoga morning stretch. Then I do actors warm up, actors gym, and I call it a day. And then my day officially starts. I listen to like NPR news, and I make my to-do list, and I write in my journal, and then I go to class. So it's been solid, and if you guys want, I will totally film that. Next, Spencer Bellamy asks, hi, I'm an actor studying theater at SUNY Purchase. I have a few questions. You don't have to answer them all if you don't want to, lol. Spencer, I'm gonna answer all of them. 1, did your undergrad degree have anything to do with theater acting? If not, what did you study? No, I studied public relations. I got a degree in PR or communications, whatever, management. And I was a theater minor. How many times did you audition before getting accepted into Columbia University? Once. I did not apply to Columbia the first 2 times I auditioned for grad schools. I'm only 18 right now, but plan on auditioning for acting MFA programs in my future. Any tips for aspiring actors such as myself? Keep working. Do the work. Once you graduate, take acting classes. Keep taking acting classes even while you're preparing for graduate school auditions. Keep doing the work. Keep doing the work. And I see that your next question is any tips for handling rejection as an actor. And that is my answer to that question as well. Keep doing the work. As long as you're an actor and you're in the room and you're learning, rejection should mean nothing to you. I mean, for me, for the 2 years that I was rejected, it just felt like a learning lesson. It was like, this is what I did wrong and this is what I could do better. But I always went back to the classroom, and I was lucky enough that when I graduated from Quinnipiac, that like when I got into an acting class here in Boston, and from that acting class I just kept booking so many jobs, and I just kept learning from people over and over again while I was going through the graduate audition process. And even though rejection like really hurt every time it happened, for me, I could always still go back to my craft. Rejection is only painful when you make something an end all be all. As an actor, you should have no end all or be all. You should just work. You should just be constantly working, whether it means writing for yourself, or having a friend write for you, or if it means being in an acting class, which for me is always the easiest way because I'm not really a writer. So for me, I will always be, even if I graduate from Columbia, I'm gonna like keep in touch with my teachers and be like, this is a character I want to work on still. Like, can I still come and see like once a week or something, and we could work on it. Give me a second. So yeah, do the work, do the work, do the work. I remember when I first got rejected from my first like rounds of auditions in 2017. The head of the the head of the theater program at Quinnipiac gave me this really great quote. I'm gonna insert it here or put it below, but it was a quote by Obama, and it was after he lost some really big election that he put like all his money in and he didn't win, and he just felt like such a failure, and he was reminded that it was always about the work. And I can't stress that enough. As an actor, half of your life is auditioning for other people's work of art, and they have a certain view, and if you don't fit that view, you can't do anything about it. But you also can't tell yourself that you're not worthy, and you can't tell yourself that you're not an artist, and you can't tell yourself that you're a failure because you don't fit into someone else's vision. That's bonkers. Yes, allow it to hurt because it's gonna hurt, I mean, but also be an actor, you know? Post monologues on YouTube. We're so lucky that we live in this day and age where we can just make stuff on our phones. This right here, you give this to someone that doesn't have anything and they could create something, they'll like change the world. But my battery is dying, so I'm gonna wrap this up. Your last question is, what was the biggest lesson you've learned while attending Columbia University School of Arts? I have learned to be brave and free. I applied to grad schools because I have a lot of fear in my work as an actor. Columbia is literally taking that fear away from me. It just has. And one of the biggest lessons that I've learned is that you are protected by the play. That is a quote by Ron Van Loo, and it has stuck with me. He told, I think, one of my classmates that like first semester, and for me it's been amazing to know that, because it's like the play makes you be ugly, it makes you be evil, it makes you be cruel, it makes you be beautiful, it makes you be sexy, it makes you do all these things that aren't who you are. And for me, that's always been very scary for me. But to know that I'm protected by the play, that outside of the play I'm still myself, it has allowed me like so much freedom. The movement work of Sita Manny has changed my life. But yeah, I'm so sorry my battery's about to die. I hope that was good and answered all your questions. I might make a part 2 in probably like 6 months or so. Love you guys. Thank you for watching.